Hello, eRank. Welcome to the Thursday live Q&A with me, Pam, and her,
Hey!
Jessica.
Hi.
Yeah, I think many of you might not have met Jessica yet, but yeah. So who are you, and what are you doing here?
Well, I'm Jessica. And I do a lot of different things for the team. I help out on the blogs. I run the threads and Reddit accounts. I also sometimes make YouTube tutorials. I do back-end bug finding and support sellers and answer questions and all that kind of good stuff.
Absolutely. Yes, Jessica's everywhere and she's great. And you definitely, if any of you are on Threads, she is really rocking it over on Threads. I think we've kind of left you to that one a little bit. So I don't understand this platform.
It's all right. We have a good time over there.
Yeah. And if you're here because you like critiques, that is one of Jessica's superstar things over on Threads is it weekly critiques now? Monthly, yeah.
So we do them at the end, usually the last weekend of the month. And we average about 120 to 130 critiques. So every month. It's a lot.
Let's see. We've got 30 people here already, plus the replay. Let's see if we can add an extra 50 onto that to see what kind of scared noises Jessica can make next week.
Yeah. Bring it on. I love it. Love helping sellers.
Yeah. Okay, so everyone, if this is your first time here, this is our critique week here on YouTube. And what we do with this to get the chance to be to get a shot of a critique with our now expert Jessica, I'm going to give you a super secret code word, and then you pop that into the chat and we'll let it run to collect some of your entries, and then we'll spin a magical wheel of randomness and pick the shop to critique. So you only have to apply once per round. You don't get any bonus for spamming the chat in any way, so just apply once, and we will give the customary warning if you have any potentially IP, any listings that you're not sure you should have in your shop. I probably wouldn't, well, I'd probably take them down, but I probably wouldn't apply for a critique until you've got your shop cleared up, just because we are not IP experts, we're not legal experts, but there's a good chance somebody watching somewhere in YouTube land might report your shop and you'd get a bit more attention than you want. So that's just our warning. But for anyone wanting a critique, what you have to do is I have to hit the right buttons. We're going to start with hashtag critique, please. Did I spell that yet? I think I spelled that right.
With an L or a capital I?
That's an L. Sorry.
I mean, a PI, private investigator, totally works too.
That's true. But yeah, if you just type that once into the chat, and then we'll see when, I keep forgetting there's a lag here. Here we go. Once people start typing it in, as you can see, the entries are rolling in. So we'll let that run for a little bit, and then we'll spin that wheel. But yeah, while we're waiting for that, Jessica did just remind me that we have a couple of things to talk about. What should we start with, Jessica? You pick.
I think we should start with the category report.
That sounds good to me. Okay.
Because that's the hot new tool that is like really cool.
Definitely is. So guys, this is now live for everybody. Was it couple of weeks? I'm losing track of time. Anthony mentioned this and showed this to all of you, but this is now live on eRank. So if you're interested to find out more about it, jump back into Anthony's last stream. We won't go too in depth here, but under competitor research, we've got category report. And this, as it says, see what's selling and who's buying in Etsy category. So this is based on the past 12 months of Etsy buyer behavior in the United States. US is the biggest market, so we do have limitations, but it's super helpful. So you can pick from any of the top level categories on Etsy. Let's go with jewelry. and it shows you an absolute ton of data. The average price sold in that category, the top subcategories. We've got some of the demographics of the buyers in this. So if you're thinking of marketing or what social media platform, you can look and go, oh wow, the jewelry sellers potentially skew a little younger, mainly female. We can see the top shops, Caitlin Minimalist, no surprise there. The most clicked on shops in that category, the most searched keywords, and the most clicked keywords, and where everybody's buying from, and even the order value in those states. It's really pretty cool. And you can drill down just one level. We also get the top subcategory. So if you sell earrings and want some more details on earrings, we have all of that juicy data on earrings as well.
That's awesome. Yeah, so it's just the top level and then one subcategory.
Yeah.
But I think that's funny. Yeah,
exactly.
You can't get too niched down when you do something like this, because then it just gets a little too you have a smaller data pool, so it's less accurate.
Exactly. Then you're just finding out, okay, are earrings a hot thing to sell on Etsy, and what are the keywords people are looking for and stuff, but you can't drill right down to find out if you're mismatched lesbian capybara earrings, who's buying them. That's getting a bit too niche, and it might end up with privacy issues actually if you only made one sale. You can drill down that deep. But yeah, hopefully that's exciting to most people. I know it's been exciting to us on the team. Right, shall we pick our first person while we're here? I think we've got a few entries. Yeah, so
14. Okay. Let's do it.
Let's draw. So, random generator. Looked like it was hanging up a bit, but let's see. The produce aisle is our winner.
What a cute strawberry!
That is so cute. Okay, so the produce aisle. If you can pop the name of your Etsy shop into the chat, and we'll send Jessica off to get it.
Yeah, just the shop name, not the full URL, and no spaces. Please.
Yep, exactly, because YouTube will block if we try and put any links up and everything. But yeah, that's cute so far, so we're excited to have a look. What's the name of the tool again? Actually, let's go back into that. So this is eRank's category report. It's under competitor research, although I think this tool could be in just about any category, because you're getting keywords, you're getting prices, you're getting demographics. So I don't think we knew where to put this best. So it's in competitor research. But yeah, so much data there.
Sorry, I'm just getting the shop.
Oh, I know. Yeah, it takes a while to. Sorry if it sounds like there's planes landing on my actual house. They've decided to be loud today. Right. Are you good to go?
Got the shop. So does anyone want to guess what might be in it?
Oh, from that name. And that logo. See, the logo, I'm looking for stickers or something, but I don't know. Any guesses, anyone, before I pull this up? Because I'm actually confused with the name and the strawberry with headphones, was it? Something like that. Yeah, let's have a look.
I do not see strawberries yet.
Okay, that is not what I expected. But
also, I feel like Brian should be here doing this one.
Yes, this seems perfect. Yes.
So, all right, here we are. Abyss Wares. So one of the first things I always look for when I do any kind of shop critique is I do a quick scroll through to make sure that everything is filled out first. Etsy does say that having all of your shop policies filled out, as well as having your about section filled out, gives you boosts in search. So that's a really quick, easy thing to fill out if it isn't already filled out. So I usually scroll down and make sure that the shop has an announcement, which they do. And then you scroll past reviews. Looks like you have a lot of 5 stars. Right on.
Yeah,
make sure there's
people are giving photos in the review
So there's photos in the shop story. There's a shop story, shop members, production partners. It looks like policies and FAQs. So the shop is filled out, which gives me thumbs up for that. And so then what I usually do is I kind of scroll a little bit to look at the thumbnails. And it looks like these are nice, bright. They don't have a whole lot of backgrounds going on, which is good so that buyers can really just focus on the item. And then I usually pick one to just poke into and see if anything kind of catches my eye. So let's see. Let's go into this one. Rainbow.
That's quite the shirt, isn't it?
It's pretty cute. So let's see. So I also go through and I see what the photos look like. They're using a video, which is awesome. And it looks like they have all their photo slots filled out. But almost more important than filling out all 10 photo slots is having 10 different photos. I see a lot of shops that will have one photo, one separate photo, and then just those two repeated just to fill the slots. And that isn't going to give any sort of like algorithmic boost to your listing. So it's more important to use a variety of photos to really give the buyer a sense of what they're purchasing or what they're looking at. So including what the back looks like, what the packaging might look like, any fun little details. Just try to get as much information in your photos as possible. So we can scroll through here a little bit, see the kind of material it is. So that's good. Made in the USA. So this is the back. So like I was saying, it has the front, has the back, a couple different views, size guide, always great. Love size guides. And
there's only, can you go back to the picture with a hand in the pocket?
This one, I think it's print on demand.
Yeah, I would possibly look at maybe some slightly better mock-ups for something like that, because it is, this probably works with other shirts, but it becomes clearly a mock-up like this. And some
like
people,
where the cloud is on the sleeve.
Yeah, it just doesn't look quite real, which can put some people off. I know you look at them and you're like, okay, well, what am I actually getting? And I know when you do print on demand, you can't buy every little thing, but it is good to see some of them.
So yeah, so then I like to go and take a look at the description. This is pretty text blocky. I would see if maybe you could break it up a little bit, add a little more space, or maybe some bullet points. And this down here, whoops, I just highlighted everything. This last little bit down here, it looks like you're trying to keyword stuff a whole bunch of different like aesthetic terms in here. Etsy's algorithm for query matching doesn't use your descriptions. Your descriptions are used for matching with the personalization of a shopper. So you definitely can include the types of aesthetic words that would go with this listing, but you don't necessarily need to try to cram in as many different keywords as you can in here, because it's not going to help with the query matching aspect.
Yeah, you can pepper them throughout the description as you're describing the thing rather than put them in at the end. Etsy doesn't penalize that, but it doesn't help. But places like Google are very aware of keyword stuffing, and they've been penalizing keyword stuffing for ages. They want, basically, especially in your description, that's a place for talking to your customer. So if you do something like that where you're trying to talk to a machine, it can put customers off. I'm just seeing they've replied that the shirt is print on demand and they're prioritizing real photos. I think that is a cool way to go. I would love to see that shirt properly.
Yeah, it is really cool. What I'm doing right now, Pam, would you mind unsharing my screen?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just going to go in and make sure I have the shortcut button set up properly, so that I don't have to go in and install it while everyone's watching.
Yeah. I know. Been there myself. Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I have it. Okay.
You got it right back again.
Yes. Yep. Okay, so if I go into a new tab here, I can click, I have the eRank shortcut button set up. So I should be able to go in and, of course it's not gonna work because I'm live.
No, it will work, but your bookmark bar is hidden there.
Oh, it is. It's just not showing up. Yeah, show bookmark bar. How do I do that? I'm so silly. You know what?
Yeah.
We'll just use this. Nope.
That's it. It's great.
Making me log in. Okay, this is just all right. Never mind.
I'll let you sort it out. But yeah. For anyone who's not seen the shortcut button, it's a shame.
I'll get it.
Live technology always does this, but we have two ways. Well, we have many ways, but two super quick ways to be able to go into listings if you're in Etsy and you're like, what is that shop all about? What's this? We have a couple of really cool tools, and one of them is the shortcut button. Have you got it working?
It's thinking about its life right now, but
okay,
it should work hopefully.
You give me a yell when you want back up. Yeah, so we've got the shortcut button, which is just something that you're going to see on your bookmark bar when you hit on it, and everyone loves it when we show this, but this is technology life, folks. This happens to us all. And we also have the extension, which you can get from the menus on eRank. So many people asked us for an extension or an app or something, so we've got that as well. But unfortunately, we needed to give Jessica more warning. Right, are we working? Got it.
I just had to re-log in and all that good stuff because I'm on a different browser. Yeah. Anyway, so I have the shortcut button. It is in my bookmarks, and I can go to any active listing on Etsy and click it. And what it's going to do is it's going to bring up the listing audit for this listing. Working all right? I think it's okay. Yeah.
That's perfect.
So this is going to show a big deep dive into this listing. So it'll show things like the listing metrics and the history, which gives a pretty good sense of either how popular this listing is, how old it is. It has a pretty high visibility score for something that has an estimated sales of 0. So that's actually pretty good. It means you're probably hitting a good niche. And then I can scroll down here and I can see what the tags are for this listing. And I can scroll down more and I can see attributes, materials, what the category is, description, all the good stuff about this listing. And so what I generally do if I'm doing critiques is I take a look at the tags and I see if there's any way that they might be able to be tweaked a little bit for better optimization. So for this one, you do have a pretty wide variety of different words and terms and stuff in here, which is great. I will say that your overall category is clothing. So that is included when Etsy is doing the mix and matching for buyer queries. So you don't necessarily need to repeat clothing a lot within your title and your tags. It's great to have it if you're trying to exact match for phrases. But you do have a lot of really, I would think, pretty good variety in here.
Looks like a good mix, yeah. And some of them, like, it's all low competition. High competition isn't bad, but it's all low competition. But there's some with some actual real search volume just now. Yeah. So
yeah, I like the bowling shirt. That's
I could so see that bowling. Yes.
Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, so I would think that you have a pretty good mix of words in here, of terms in here to be mixed and matched. You haven't repeated a whole lot, so that's fine. I do see that there aren't any attributes in here, so I would probably see if you could go in and add some. I know with print on demand, it can be a little tricky because you're trying to sync between your provider and Etsy, and they don't all have the same info boxes available to fill. But I know for things like clothing, it usually will ask for, or Etsy will ask for, the sleeve length or the style or the neckline cut. See if you can go in and fill those out. A lot of those end up being filters in Etsy search. So if you have them filled out, then you have more of a chance of ending up on a search result page.
Yeah, they're saying listings take forever because all the eRank research. Now we can see where you're getting high views and the choice of tags there looks really good. But I'll say, if you want to speed things up, keyword lists. When you're doing all that research, save keywords, and then as time goes on, you'll be able to pull out keywords from your keyword lists, and things that maybe didn't work in that listing, you can try them in other listings. I love keyword lists. I've always got notepads sitting about, but I used to have pads and pads filled with keywords.
Yeah, and the great thing about a keyword list is the data, like the average searches and competition updates every month. So if you have your own personal spreadsheet, you have to manually go in and change all those. But if you have a keyword list, it'll just do it for you. So
exactly,
that's what I like. But yeah, that's a quick little critique there.
Yeah. And I will say, I love that banner is so fun. That made me smile when you opened it up.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. Great job, I think.
Yeah, I would definitely say definitely niched, and the products make sense. So that's another thing that a lot of people struggle
to me. Right. Shall we? I'll pull up another one to get ready. If I can remember the thing I'm on.
Sorry, I keep looking this way because it is currently downpouring outside, and just making sure that no one can hear the absolute torrents.
Can't hear it here. Okay, guys. For the next round, if you want some of Jessica's expertise here, which, yeah, I can't wait. I'm going to get a real sample of that shirt and get photos going. I think, yeah. Because that one definitely, I think it caught both of our eyes. And do you know, if you get a sample of that shirt, go bowling in it. Yes. Even if, well, the pictures would still work on Etsy, at least some places. A lot of people, not a lot, but I did see some people were saying they don't like the white backgrounds, and that definitely is a thing. But going bowling in that shirt in social media, great. And throw it in some of your listing photos. I would really love to see that.
Yeah, and you could even, if you have a lot of shirts of that style, you could have just order the one and then go bowling in it, and then have the photos and have a little graphic, other styles available, but put that photo in more of your listings. So, exactly. or incorporate it as part of a listing video. Like, you having fun in this shirt, and then be like, other styles available. But at least it kind of gives buyers a sense of like what it looks like on a real person, and if you're moving, how it flows, and all that kind of stuff that people do in a fitting room when they're trying on clothes.
They're getting ready to go bowling now. I tell you, if you've got a following on social media, don't just go bowling. Ask your followers to go bowling in your shirt and tag you in the shirt, so you can have a wee story of all these people bowling in that shirt.
Yes, love it. Someone did ask, does the category tool only carry US data? If you're referring to the report that we showed earlier, yes. For now, it just has US data. That is Etsy's biggest market share, and that's the biggest pool of data that we can pull from. So.
Yep. If you haven't guessed, I'm not from the US, but I still use, even like the keyword tool, a lot of our tools have more international data. I always start with the US and just sort of drill down with the UK or anywhere else I'm selling to later, but start with the US because that's the biggest market.
Right. I am in the US, so I just use
I know, it's so easy for you guys, especially for people who aren't shipping internationally or anything. All right, let's draw this. We have 19 entries.
Ooh, more than last time.
Yeah.
Let me scroll down the questions and see if we have any other. Oh, I have to go up all the Clowncore ones. Let's see.
Yay, we have
people love the sidekick. People love the Chrome extension.
Yeah. Susanna, congratulations. If you can pop the name of your Etsy shop, not the link, but the name of your shop into chat, and Jessica will be able to run off and fetch it. Yeah. So, yeah, Stick of Broccoli won. Yay.
Vegetable. I love it. We got strawberry, now we get broccoli. We're going to have like a produce war. All right. Let's see if I can grab that. right, let's see.
Yeah, ancient sun design. Well, I'm going with design, so this could be another clothing shop, perhaps, might not be.
Ooh, perhaps 'tis not.
Oh, excellent. Guys, let us know what you think. You ready to pull it up?
Yeah.
You've been teasing.
Yes, just a little.
Oh, yeah, definitely not. Didn't guess that at all. Okay, I should ancient sun. Yeah, I should have got that.
It does make a little more sense. Yeah, so all right, so here we are at the second shop that we're doing today. Ancient Sun Design, templates and printables for modern witches. All right, this is fun. So gonna do a quick scroll through, make sure we have everything filled out. We've got lots of listings. We've got an announcement. We've got some nice reviews. People seem to love you. And it's great that you're responding to the reviews. That's nice. Shows people that you care. And let's see. Oh, you look so happy. I love that. All right, you've got a about section filled out, policies, FAQs. All right. So your shop looks
guys,
good.
it's becoming so important to show yourself in your shop. Yeah. People want to buy from you and get to know you.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's see. Why don't we pick one to look at? What should we look at?
Oh, I don't know. I can't see clearly, but they're all. That's a really nice style. Although you're using a lot of different colors and different designs, it feels cohesive.
Yeah. How about this one? A tarot journal.
I didn't even know that existed, but that's cool.
Green's my favorite color, so I just went with the green.
You're so on brand.
Yeah. So we have tarot journal printable for beginners, tarot reading planner with study pages and trackers, daily card draw workbook, major arcana spreads PDF. I love this title. I have to say, it clearly tells the buyer what it is. It's not repetitive. It has some delineators in it, and I was able to read it out loud without getting out of breath. So that's great. I love that. A lot of people I've seen recently when I'm doing critiques elsewhere, they don't put delineators in. So they'll just have, 20 words in a row, and you try to read it out loud, and it's just one big run-on sentence, and eventually you don't know what you're talking about anymore. It's very important to remember that you're writing titles not only to try to match with searches, but also for a real human to read it. So they should be able to read it and understand what's for sale. So we don't.
It's such a good tip, though. If you can read it without losing your breath, then it's probably not too keyword stuffed.
Right, exactly.
I remember just watching videos where people are buying stuff off of Wish or Temu or something, and when they read the title, it was like, oh yeah, the deep breath.
Yeah, exactly. And it's also important to remember that, yes, Gift for Her has a lot of searches, but having a lot of tags or titles like that, where it's gift for her, perfect present for mom, and it goes on in that sense, it doesn't really tell the buyer what the item is. It doesn't really give a lot of information. So just, you're doing great. That's a great title. Not critiquing the title. It's awesome. All right. So I pulled up the listing audit using the magical shortcut button, and I'm going to scroll down a little bit, and we can take a look, and we can see here, you've got your tags. So this is another one where there is a whole lot of great diversity in your terms. I'm finding it hard to be that's not so great.
Yeah, no, I think this is a great example of the broad match keywords. So you might look at this and just be, oh no, this is terrible. None of these tags have any search history or anything. But what we've got here is lots of relevant words that the algorithm can mix and match. So they're potentially aiming for different keywords that the algorithm can mix and match. So it's hitting a lot more terms. So this is a different way of doing your SEO that is absolutely valid on Etsy. It makes it harder for us to snoop on you and know what keywords you're aiming for. But it's really cool, and it does work well with, a lot of shops find this really good as well.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was going to say, for broad matching, this is wonderful. Yeah. I don't know. I love it. I don't know what else to say. Like, great job. And one thing that that Etsy did note at some point, I want to say it was in their latest Etsy SEO event, or in an updated keyword article, that they said, or they mentioned, that if you can picture somebody typing a tag into Google, it's probably a good one to add into your tags. And a lot of these, although they don't have a lot of search volume, I can see people typing into Google, like reference worksheet or witchy cheat sheet or practice notebook. Like, you've structured them well so that you have a wide variety of tags, but they also would make sense as a query on their own.
Yeah, they're still terms.
Yeah.
But it really helps the algorithm. Like, I imagine a lot of people are looking for something like a cheat sheet. And what you've got there is that could potentially help for something like the mobile search. If someone's been looking at a lot of witchy kind of stuff and then they come back and they search for a cheat sheet, then the algorithm will be, hang on, I know a witchy shop that has cheat sheets. So that's ways to, while they might not type that exact term, it helps the algorithm match you to the right person.
Yeah, yes, I agree. And
good question from Tiffany. So unknown is cool. I try to aim every tag with search terms, but a healthy mix of green, red, and yellow.
It is good to mix it up. But like Pam was saying, unknown isn't always bad, especially if you're trying to get in a wide variety of terms, but the full tag itself as a keyword doesn't really make sense. So for example, gift for mom, aunt, probably not a lot of people are actually typing that into the Etsy search bar, but you would be using it to broad match, where Etsy takes bits and pieces from different parts of your listing to match you with a buyer query. Yeah. So it depends. One thing you can do is you could search for each of the words individually. So say you have something here like reference worksheet. You could look up reference and worksheet and see if either of those have any search volume. And if they do, then reference worksheet would still match for both of those average search numbers, but together they might not.
Yeah. And also remember, this is a weird, this is like advanced level sort of, in that tags and keywords aren't the same thing. A keyword is what the buyer types into the search bar. Your tags are what you're putting into your listing to explain to Etsy that you're relevant for, to explain to Etsy what your item is. So your tags might have, like, what was it, witchy cheat sheet, and maybe nobody's searching for that, but are witchy people searching for cheat sheets? You can imagine, this is two popular things on their own. So if you looked and you did keyword research and you found out that cheat sheets were popular, you would say, okay, maybe I can make cheat sheets in my style. But you don't have to cheat. That's a short tag. You can add in another word. You're aiming for the keyword cheat sheet. You're adding in another word to get more words into those 13 tags, so you match for more things. So the keyword of witchy cheat sheet, I wouldn't build a shop based on an unknown keyword. I wouldn't create listings necessarily just based on finding an unknown keyword. You don't understand the buyer intent there, but having tags that are unknown are good if you understand what it was you were aiming for, basically.
Yeah. And on the flip side, you wouldn't want to have 13 one-word tags that all have 100,000 searches per month, because they usually will also have very high competition, but they're also not long tail. They're not very specific.
Exactly. And
But
also,
go ahead.
So I was going to say, if you have those 13 one-word tags and then you go ahead and add 13 extra words to each of those tags, you're still as relevant for the single words as you always were. You just have double the, exponentially more chances of matching for things.
Right. And I've seen this, I don't want to say a lot, but I've seen this pop up more recently with redundant tags. So for example, coffee mug, right? Someone will have a tag that says coffee mug, and then their next tag will say coffee mug mom. You don't need the coffee mug on its own because it's already exactly the same in another tag. Because you're already exact matching for coffee mug somewhere else, so you don't need to repeat it again on its own.
Yeah, I was trying to make that a term. It never clicked, but I was wanting to make that nested keyword, like how you have little nesting dolls. So you've got a keyword within a keyword, but it didn't happen.
It's a cute idea, though. But yeah, I don't know. I think your keywords look great. Honestly, I think that your shop has really nice tones. Like I like the jewel tone kind of mixed with the like natural colors. It kind of works with the theme and your banner. And you're very consistent with your colors. There's a lot of like natural colors, and I like that. It's very naturey.
Yeah, it speaks to your target audience, which, as we're seeing from the comments here,
people love it.
What you want to do when you hit your niche, people who are not into your niche will be a bit like, meh, whatever, and other people will be like, I love, this is the shop for me. And you've hit your niche when you get people with that. They don't just like your shop, like Claire says. You're getting 4 loves in one short sentence. So you've definitely hit your niche.
So good job. I think that you're doing, and 2.2 thousand sales is also amazing.
Exactly. So. Very good. Right. Oof, why does it always go like that? So I guess we need another one.
Yeah. We probably have
time. I wonder if anyone can guess what my next word is going to be. Let's see if anyone can guess. I've changed my mind. Let's see if anyone got it yet. So if you want to be picked for the next one, we want hashtag witchy in the chat, and you only need to add it once, and then you'll actually see in realish time, because there's a massive lag on YouTube, but you'll see in real time the numbers go up as people enter. And we have 79 people watching, so hopefully there should be a few entering. I will, for everyone who's joined us as well, I will say, don't enter if you are worried you have any potentially IP infringing items in your shop, because this will bring a lot of eyeballs to you and some people might report you. This is YouTube. It'll get seen by lots of people. So we're not IP experts. We don't know. We can't say, but we also can't stop people reporting you. So beware. Okay, we're up to 22 entries already. Should we?
That's my lucky number.
It doesn't, cutting room, it doesn't have to be capitalized. And yeah, Layla, thank you. Everyone give us a like as well. That does help the algorithm, and it makes us feel nice. And this is only Jessica's second time ever on one of our live streams. Yes. We snuck her in, was it last year?
I think it was like last summer. I think it was about a year ago. Yeah. I get pulled in on vacation.
Yeah, you're a holiday cover, which shouldn't be, because you are, as Brian said, you're very good on the lives. So. Okay, right, let's do 26 entries. Let's spin that wheel. I should get a little jingle or something for spinning the wheel. Let's see who's getting it. Is it going to be more fruit and vegetables? No, it's Heather.
Oh, I know. I'm not personally. I think Heather submitted a testimonial quite a while ago. I feel
Yep,
like
she did indeed. I recognize that picture, which
you
is
do.
so cool. I'm
Yes.
looking forward to seeing your shop.
Yes.
I think it's going to be. I think we're going to have 3 different shops in this stream, which
Yeah.
is
And I
good.
think they're all going to be good. Not that any shop is bad, but like well researched, well thought out, all filled out, seasoned sellers.
Exactly.
Which
It's
is
nice,
great. I
but
love seeing that.
it's well, it's nice not to have to complain at people, but it also makes reviews hard because you're just
It
going,
does.
"Oh, love that," and add to cart, and that's great.
I do find it trickier and a little more time consuming when I'm doing the critiques on Threads or Reddit and someone has a shop like the ones we've seen where everything's filled out and they have all their photo slots used appropriately and they have listing videos and their keywords look great. So I really dig, and I spend a lot more time trying to find some aspect of something that I think that they, something got missed somewhere, or now I'm just being nitpicky, but I'll tell them, like, I had to really find something to critique because your shop's doing really well. So sometimes I might give, advice like, oh, try to work more on social media, add your social media links, or, like some not necessarily working in your Etsy shop, working off of it to bring more traffic in.
Yeah. I'm kind of liking it today though, because we're just getting to fangirl on things. And this is for anyone who's been around in the very old days of Etsy, there used to be a chat room function where we'd go in and it would be like for 10 minutes at a time, one person in the chat room's shop was featured. So we'd all be chatting to each other and then pulling up things going, I love this listing here. And I'm getting more of the feel of this from here. We're looking at a shop and going, I love that. That's really cool. That's nice.
Yeah, I have it pulled up.
Oh, cool. So it's
and
a
it looks
different
like
one
they are
again.
an Etsy Plus subscriber because there's color.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right.
So if anybody missed that, I don't know, it's probably almost a month ago, I think. Etsy added in an option if you're an Etsy Plus member, or Etsy Plus subscriber, whatever they call it, you have a new option to add extra color to your shop. So this shop has this nice like burnt orange kind of color. You can only pick one color. You can't fully customize, and Etsy gives you the options. So they take a bunch of colors off of your banner and they say, here's a bunch of options based on your existing branding. I really wish they would have a hex code box, but
Yep, exactly.
anyway,
It is nice. And I guess
maybe.
they've limited this to one thing because some people have no taste. And can you imagine how bad it would be?
Yeah, it'd be like MySpace back in the day.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Nope. Everyone just doing their own hex codes on everything. Anyway, moving on. I'm dating myself there. All right, so here we are.
Red. You've got red in your text, so
Yeah.
That's weird they didn't offer it. That would be cool as well, but it makes your about section because it colors your about section too. Which
it does. So if we scroll down here and we click, so it also colors the bar if you scroll down far enough.
Yeah.
And then it makes it very orange, but I like the orange, so
it's working. Yeah, when I did it with the pink, it's like a real assault on your eyes when you get to the bottom.
Yeah, and some of the colors, it will change the text to white instead of black. So in this one, it's white, so the orange works. It doesn't go all like jack-o'-lantern on you. But then it cuts the color off when you get to the policies. But everything's filled out, so yay.
Yeah, Kat, I have to pull this up just because everyone at eRank agrees with this. If Etsy Plus gave us back search analytics, I'd happily pay. Yeah, I would. I won't say happily. I'd be annoyed because it used to be a free feature, but it would be worth the money just for that feature.
Yes.
Search analytics was like my favorite thing that Etsy gave us. That was.
I know. I remember the live when they got rid of it, and almost tears. Like, so sad.
Yeah.
All right, so here we are. These are really pretty.
They're so cool. Yeah. I love that glow in the dark as well.
Yeah, those are awesome for like summerween, Halloween kind of thing. So I'm just scrolling down. Evil eye stuff. Let's see. These are really cool. I do like how focused it is on the item. It's very zoomed in, so buyers, even though on their tiny little phone screens, can clearly see what you have for sale. I do see a lot of shops that it's a necklace, but it's showing this much, a whole torso, and the necklace looks so
Yeah.
small. So I think it's great that you have it really zoomed in here, especially because there's a lot of detail in it. I think that's really nice.
Yeah. She's saying, I was just about to mention this. She says, Etsy doesn't like my split pics. I think this is a very good case of where your split pics are a great thing, and ignore Etsy when you're showing the glow in the dark ones.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely great reason to have split pics. Etsy's wrong.
So yeah, so Etsy doesn't like collage photos. I don't know if collage photos is one of the I can't remember off the top of my head, but there's a few different aspects of a photo that if your main thumbnail contains it, it's ineligible for offsite ads. So like they won't show it on Google if it's got, I want to say, text overlays, and it might be collages too. I don't exactly remember, but
I don't remember. But yeah, you're right about the text. Yeah.
Yeah, there are some types of listing photos that if your main image is that, the listing will not be eligible for Google Ads, but Etsy won't tell you that. So there's no indicator there. But I think I agree with Pam. I think that for something like this, absolutely. Like if the customers like it doesn't matter what Etsy makes.
Exactly. Yeah. Customer sales are the most important. And without that, I wouldn't know that glowed in the dark like that. I mean, I would never have known that white bit goes pink. That's amazing. So yeah, absolutely, you need that. You need both sides of that picture.
I agree. So I pulled that one up for looking at because we're talking about it already anyway. So
it caught our eye for sure.
Yeah. So this is cool. Oh, yes. Yeah. I was really hoping that was going to do that.
I was too, but I was also, there's a little part of me was wanting to see you create it as well, because I love watching glass blowing. But that is also a very good option to see the item.
Yeah. So let's see. Got you. We've got the box and a scale. I was scrolling down hoping for a scale photo. So it's really important, especially for smaller things, or if none of your photos have another object in it, to have a picture that includes either a ruler or some sort of scale object to give a clear indication of the size something is. Because you could have, say, a purse and have it on a table, and this is what the purse looks like, and this is what the back of the purse looks like, and this is what the purse looks like open. But if you don't have somebody wearing it or next to a ruler, the purse could be this big, the purse could be this big. So it's really important to have a photo with scale. You have that? It's so small. Oh, wow. I'm like picturing a quarter in my hand.
It's very cute. Yeah, when you were saying that, I was thinking there was a trend going around ages ago that people have been like, they'd been buying carpets off of eBay and then realized they were doll's house carpets.
Yeah. So yeah, you definitely don't want to have that happen on Etsy, especially if you don't have the size really listed a lot of other places. You could potentially have cases for not as described or whatever.
Exactly.
All right, let's use our magical button and open up the listing audit for it. Oh, this is a new listing. Oh, you just listed this. Wow. Like brilliant. A week ago. All right. Well, I'm not going to go overboard with any suggestions because we want to give it time to settle in on here.
You don't want to make changes. That's a very good point. Yes.
Yes. So Etsy recommends at least 30 days before you make any changes. I tend to say a little longer if you don't have a lot of data for it. So if you have a brand new listing and you've had it listed for 30 days and it's gotten 3 views, you might want to let it sit a little longer so you can see if any other keywords will bring traffic to it. Flip side, if you have a listing and in 30 days you've made 10 sales and it gets 100 views a day, you don't want to touch it anyway, but that's, that's a whole different, ball of wax there.
But yeah, you have to give it time to get enough views to figure out anything statistically important. Like if the average in your shop is getting 1 view a week, you're going to have to let things sit and marinate for a while to know if they're doing any good. But yes, if you're getting 1,000 views a day, then you'll know if a listing's a dud very quickly.
Yeah, that's true. And you'll also know, oh, no one of these 1,000 views, no one used this keyword. Yeah. Or everyone used this one keyword. Oh, maybe I can make other things using that keyword or relevant for that keyword. So, all right.
Oh,
so
Heather, yeah, don't touch this one. It sold the first day and she made a second one just like the first. I think, yep, definitely a bestseller on your hands coming up. I think if you can keep making similar ones, because yeah, it caught both our eye. The picture's great. It's good fun. It looks like such a cute size as well.
Yeah,
I can see for festival, like summer festivals, especially with UV, festival dance tents and everything. So fun.
Yeah, tag number 10, festival jewelry.
I can't even read that. Oh,
there
yeah, yeah.
So so I pulled up the tags here, and you do use mushroom a lot, but I can understand why you do, because it is a mushroom. I do think that you do have some repetition in here, but it doesn't look like a whole lot, like excessive repetition. You have them mixed with other terms. And if it's selling, I want to tell you, like, reiterate, like, don't touch it. But I think magical mushroom looks like it's a pretty good one.
Yeah,
I'm like just trying to think. Yeah, like necklace is in there, jewelry is in there. Let's see. So pendant necklace, jewelry, and necklaces are also in there. You don't have any attributes for here. I would see if maybe you could get some in there. So for your materials, lots of love. You can leave lots of love. Generally, you would want to include just the actual raw materials that are going to be in the item that your buyer is buying. So for example, I'm a crocheter. I wouldn't put crochet hook in my materials. If you're making coffee tables, you wouldn't put hammer, but you could put the nails because that is in the thing that they are receiving. It's cool that you mentioned the tools you're using, but that isn't necessarily something that has to be in there, especially for things like jewelry or anything that's going on skin. People really tend to be more interested in the raw materials for allergies or, hyperallergenic reasons.
Kat's asking, good point, toadstool, or is that just a British term? Do you guys use toadstool as a word? Is that just us?
I mean, we do. I do see it in the tags. It's in number 11. We definitely say mushroom more though. Like toadstool, I can't speak for like everyone here, but tends to be more like the like quaint, cute term, like more Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, exactly, which is kind of relevant for this, I think. Yeah. I think toadstools are more fairies and the cute and the thing with the red and white spots, which is what this is.
Yeah, so I would say maybe about more, like you mentioned, fairies. I was thinking maybe if working in like nature or plant or those types of keywords, instead of having like mushroom, 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 let's see, 1, 2, 3, I think 5 times in there. See, maybe for a different listing, not one that's selling, but see if you could do, more like fairy ring jewelry, or, natural, or,
Cottage
nature
core still
theme.
trending.
Yeah, cottage core, or like, just to try to diversify a little bit. Maybe try to broaden your reach by using a wider variety of terms. I do like festival though. So like outdoor, I want to say shindig, but I wouldn't use shindig, like outdoor party, or maybe like some sort of like nature accessory, or that's what I would say. But
if you have visual social media like Instagram or Pinterest, get dressed up in some UV makeup when the sun's setting and go out and have a little rave to yourself and get pictures. I think that would be fun for that one. The producer wants to look up shindig. Yeah, if you're saying toadstool's an archaic word, shindig something else as well.
Sorry. It's like a little party.
Yeah.
Like a little party, but nothing crazy. You could also, on the flip side, you could do some, like maybe get the word like rave in there, or like nightlife. Oh, there we go. Boom. I wasn't even looking at the comments. Like nightlife, or like, party. So that's my thoughts on that one.
There's like, well, I see you have several mushroom listings, so you can definitely experiment with all of these. So hopefully all these.
Someone else said whimsical woods. Cottage core vibes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there's so much, and I think some of the other mushrooms would fit more with the whimsical fairy core, cottage core, and this one's like your rave culture. I don't think you'd be able to use something like Coachella, but have a nosy at the Coachella type tags that are out there. What do people say apart from that? Because it's that. I assume that's still kind of
boho hippie Woodstock.
Yeah, all of these cool festivals, I can see them at anything. Yeah.
So that's all I have to say about that one.
I think you did a great job. In fact, you finished almost perfectly on time. But yeah, guys, let us know what you think. I think that was great fun. Give us a thumbs up for Jessica. She did all the work there. This was great.
And I did want to show where people can fill out their policies, because we had all of our shops that did that. But my number one advice that I give on critiquing is to fill out your shop policies all the way. They're only accessible on desktop, and a lot of people are setting up their shops or filling out things on mobile, so you don't even see the option. And I get a lot of people that I'll say, hey, you haven't filled out your shop policies, and they say, oh my gosh, I didn't even know that existed. So
you good to share?
Yep, all good. So we're in the eRank shop, which is our test shop. Got some merch. But if you scroll down to settings, and then, if you scroll down, there's a policy settings you can click. And this is where you can create your returns and exchanges policies, any cancellation policies, your privacy policy, which is legally required some places. And then fixed policies are the ones that Etsy sets. So for things such as digital downloads, it'll automatically say no returns accepted for digital downloads. So just, if you haven't gone in there and kind of taken a peek, I would definitely get in there and see if you can fill out all your policies all the way. Different countries will have different requirements for returns and exchanges. But just depends on where you live. But definitely fill them out if you haven't. That's my PSA for the day.
It's super important. Right. Well, everyone, thank you so much for joining us. I think, don't forget to follow us on Threads. In fact, yes, if you're wanting more from Jessica, most definitely. Starla should be back next week. I think she was doing an Instagram update because you'll love the Pinterest deep dive last week.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. So we'll have that. And yeah, she should be back next week. Yeah, the Etsy Q2 financial report is out. I put a link to it in the Facebook group, which you'll be able to join the Facebook group in the link below. And I will just be going live in half an hour on my own channel to dig through that if anyone's interested, showing the graphs. But yeah, thank you guys. And thank you so much, Jessica. Everyone give a thumbs up, give a wee heart for Jessica. She did a great job today.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll see you all next week.
Bye.
It wasn't easy, no, but with eRank, we're trending now. I dreamed of topping all the charts. I wanted sales to blow up. Remember long nights crafting, no one clicking on my stuff. But I signed up for eRank. Now my shop's arriving.